Hi, welcome back. I'm Julie Juritzman, the head of the senior school, and this is Ashley. She's our music captain, as you heard in an earlier segment. Thank you for joining us tonight. I hope you've been enjoying learning about the various aspects of the senior school. And I thought it was important that Ashley come to talk to you, as she's in Year 12 and close to graduating, so able to offer us her reflections on a girls' grammar education. So thank you for your time tonight, Ashley.
No worries.
We've had some questions come in, so we'll work through the questions that we have, and I'll answer some, and I'll also throw to Ashley for a student perspective. So Ashley, I think one of the first questions I'm really keen for you to explore with the parents is, you are close to graduating, you're in Year 12. How would you describe your experience here at Canberra Girls Grammar?
It's been very positive so far. I've loved every minute of it. Being able to explore different aspects of the school in Year 7 and 8, moving to what I love, which is music and history, in Year 9 and 10, and then being able to dive into those sort of extensive courses in Year 11 and 12. I've been able to make incredible friendships. Being able to get great support from my teachers and parents has been really helpful and has been very inspiring as well. The support from my teachers has helped me to extend and have that extra support throughout the years. So it's been wonderful. So yeah.
Yeah, great. Thank you, Ashley. And you've been a wonderful student to have in the school as well. We've had a question about students studying IB and the percentage of students studying the IB or the BSSS. So we are fortunate at Girls Grammar to offer both pathways to our students. That comes with a lot of academic counselling for the girls. So starting from Year 9, we start looking at student academic data. As the girls move through Year 10, we start looking at their preferred ways of learning. We speak with them individually about which pathway they would like to take. And then we help them to make the decision between the IB and the BSSS according to what suits their individual learning needs. So at the moment we have I guess a niche offering within the IB because those students have been carefully counselled into that pathway or into the BSSS pathway. So at the moment, the majority of our students do study under the BSSS system, but we certainly have the IB pathway as well for those students who are interested in it. I think this question that we've just had come to us is fantastic. The question relates to when to enrol in the school. Is it better to enrol in Year 6 and transition into the senior school that way, or are you better off bringing your daughter in Year 7? I think from my perspective, enrolling your daughter in Year 6 certainly allows her to become comfortable within the year group. It gets her accustomed, I guess, to the Girls Grammar way, and it means she moves into the senior school with some knowledge of the Girls Grammar culture. But as you've heard tonight, particularly from Maya when I spoke with Maya earlier, girls have joined Year 7 and have become part of the Girls Grammar way of life and culture from joining in Year 7. So really that question is a question that is best answered by families. We are certainly very happy to speak with you about enrolling your daughters in Year 6 to help them move through the pathway into Year 7, or talking to you about enrolling your daughter for a Year 7 start. Did you have a comment on that one, Ashley? What do you think?
I don't think it depends on the situation, what your daughter is sort of wanting. With Year 7, there are obviously many different initiatives to make sure they do transition well, so it isn't like Year 6 is the way to go. Year 7 has a lot of support, and so does every year as well.
Yeah, okay, lovely, thank you. We've also had a question about how girls relate to each other, I guess the interpersonal relationships of adolescents. That's always a challenge for any senior school. I think most of us can remember our own high school years, and it would be very difficult to find a group of adolescents of any gender that are always, friendly with each other at all times. Did you want to talk us through your experience with that at Canberra Girls, Ashley?
So when I started in Year 5, I definitely have a different friendship group to what I have now, but I've kept very lasting friendships from then. Definitely through the Year 7 and 8 program, working through friendships and having those skills that can address if we do have any issues with that, and being able to build stronger connections where we do relate to each other and have empathy for others and their situation.
Yeah, so I think with the house system, that we have at Canberra Girls is really strong.
Yeah.
It creates a sense of almost a little family within the greater school community. Girls are looked after by their individual tutors. They have a head of house who looks after them. And so there is plenty of support for students who might be experiencing challenges navigating friendship groups. But certainly we encourage a positive culture where the girls are really supportive of each other and they really enjoy their time at Canberra Girls Grammar. We've had another question in regard to streaming of classes. Are the classes streamed? We do start looking at that from year 8 onwards. So all of the girls come into year 7 and we, as I've mentioned, sort of get them accustomed to a Canberra Girls Grammar education. We challenge them in their learning and then we start looking at which class groupings would suit them best for their own academic and individual pursuits starting from year 8. And so in those core classes of maths and science, we are starting to do that from year 8 onwards. And then there's lots of opportunities as the girls move through the senior school, as we've touched on earlier tonight, extension classes and all of that sort of stuff that goes with that. All right. A question, Ashley, what advice would you give to a year 7 girl starting at Canberra Girls Grammar School?
Like I said before, I really try to dive deep into the culture and the opportunities offered here. So joining heaps of clubs, trying different things. My sister, who is in year 10, when she was in year 7, she came home with a tuba. And it was just so random. And I remember just being amazed at what I've been given at the school and also my sister, being able to try out things you may not as well. And also as parents, being able to support your daughters through these different opportunities that they may try out for the first time and maybe even become more, involved in it as well.
Yeah, thank you, Ashley. We've also had another question about how parents might be able to be involved with the school and with their daughter's education. I'll let Ashley speak about that from an adolescent perspective in a moment. From my perspective, in the senior school, we have opportunities for parents to be involved with things like our P&F. They're very active in our school community and that's fantastic. They do lots of things for the students. We have Friends of Music, so those girls who are involved in the music program, a lot of their parents are involved with the Friends of Music and do some wonderful work around the school, including fundraising and a vast array of events throughout the year. They're really fantastic. The School Fete, it's a regular on the calendar. It's a wonderful event and lots of opportunities for parents to be involved with that. And house breakfasts are just another example of how parents can come along and be involved and meet other parents of girls in their own house groups. What are your thoughts about parents being involved there in the school and daughters' education, Ashley?
Well, definitely in year 7, I was a little bit anxious. I was very dependent on my parents, but being able to sort of have them have a bit of a step back, being able for me to be a bit independent and have control over my own study and academic life really helped me to sort of achieve quite well in that all on my own merit. That's been very helpful. With academic as well, we have parent-teacher nights. I don't know if they've been mentioned yet, but that also helps for them, for parents to check up on progress, but it's also about us being in control of our own sort of academic life as well. So I think having a step back has really helped, but it's also very helpful to have a bit of parent support along the way, a bit of guidance.
Yes, because I mean, it really helps us with our goal of educating independent and responsible young women who are ready to take on the world. So very important balance there, isn't it? Yes. So one last question I think which is really important is, will my daughter be lost in a crowd here at Canberra Girls Grammar School?
I think it would be pretty hard to. We do have smaller classes, so around 20 girls, and also tutor groups, which are max 20, but it's a bit smaller for year 7 groups, just so your tutor can have a more stronger relationship with your daughter. And then they also have relationships with each other, with the tutor groups, and also with our head of house for Robertson. Have seen me go through to year 7 to year 12 has been very good to have that support. We also have support from our individual teachers. So after assessment pieces, we get feedback, but also required to do our own reflection on how we did, which is helpful for our teachers to see how we're tracking. And then also, that's more academic, but more socially, our tutors check up on us if we're having issues. We're encouraged to speak out if we're having any issues with our mental well-being, and having support from each other as well, looking out for each other and learning those crucial skills throughout our Day 7 program.
Yeah. And I know I said last question, but I lied. Ashley, one last question for you. What advice might you give to parents who are thinking about sending their daughters to Canberra Girls Grammar School?
I asked my parents this question last night, and they said definitely be prepared for your daughter to be able to be much more confident in themselves, their abilities, their voice, having a stronger voice that's more independent, open-minded, and confident in themselves. I feel like I'm very prepared for university through the skills I've learned through the programs at the school, through co-curriculars, through academically, and through my friends. I'm definitely a different person to how I was in year 7, but being able to choose what I really enjoy, being able to try different things. I've really found a bit of a niche in music and wanting to pursue that. But with your daughter trying out all these different classes, letting them choose sort of what they want, there may be something that you may not have expected for them to come home with a tuba or something, but being able to let them have support through that, and giving them as much support as they can through that. And then being able to have your daughter really ready for university and to be a young woman at the end.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you, Ashley. What a wonderful student. So look, I just wanted to say thank you all for your time this evening. A Canberra Girls Grammar Education really does provide your daughter with exceptional academic, cultural and pastoral opportunities. It allows her to become part of an impressive group of women who forge their paths in life in areas that are too often underrepresented by women, and allows her to become part of a community for life as a grammarian. This is a tie that binds us together from the day she sets foot onto our campus for the rest of her life. Your daughter is free to explore her passions here, and we empower her every step of the way. So I really do look forward to welcoming you and your daughter to our school community. Please, if you have any further questions, don't hesitate to contact our registrar or our admissions team. And we really hope to welcome you into the school very soon. One last thing, there's a survey link that can be found at the bottom of the page, so please fill that in if you do have a couple of spare moments. But from us, thank you very much for joining us, and have a wonderful evening. Thank you.